Welcome to Honest News. This guy here is going to explain to us why there's a big push for 5G. And he likens it unto a race. Roger Eniger is going to really lay it out for us. It's going to help us to understand why the United States is in such a hurry to get 5G laid out or rolled out. In my opinion, this is no different than the space race during the time of Kennedy. And we know what they were willing to do to win that race, which they never did because nobody ever went to the moon. But making, Russia and the rest of the world believe that back then was, to them it was a win. But my point to you is this. Operation Paperclip, right after World War II, after Nazi Germany fell, they brought over all those war criminals, including von Braun and all them, that came over to the United States. And that was illegal, what was being done through the United States government, bringing over those scientists to the United States. And we know that MKUltra and many other illegal things, even crimes against humanity, took place all during this time. So is it any wonder that they're willing to roll out 5G networks that they know induce cancer? Well, they know it causes cancer, and they're still going to do it. Just like they sell cigarettes or they sell tobacco and they know it causes cancer, they're going to do it, right? That's how insane they are. So we're going to listen to this this analyst here. He's going to lay it out for us and let us know really what's going on and what this was actually uploaded April 12th. So a little while ago, not too long ago, but we'll just listen to what he has to say here, because I think it's very telling of why there seems to be such a push, and there certainly is a race to get 5G rolled out.
Analyst of Recon Analytics and Research. Roger, why is the White House doing this now? What has changed?
Well, what has changed is that we are at an important crossroad where whoever has the first 5G networks on a nationwide basis has an edge in developing the technologies that come from it. And whenever a country or a region fell behind and lost that leadership, a part of their industry has died. We've seen that here in the U.S. That was with 5G because the U.S. fell behind in 2G. And so that's why the U.S. no longer makes these kind of equipment. We saw it in Europe when they fell behind with 3G and all the handset manufacturers died there. In 4G, Japan lost that, and their domestic mobile internet basically was succumbing to what we now have here made by US companies, Apple and Google. So we will have the same thing with 5G, where it's actually a much bigger transformation than what we've seen with smartphones and applications.
Let me jump in here. How far is really the United States from the rest of the world. We understand South Korea has already become the first country to switch to a nationwide 5G network.
The U.S. In the U.S. we have 2 cities where Verizon launched it, and 19 cities where AT&T has launched it, 5G. We will see that later on roll out in more places. We're currently all neck and neck because there are no phones yet available that work on 5G. And that is the mass adoption. Also, we haven't really seen, because the networks are not there yet, the breakthroughs that come with things called edge computing, where all the computing that happens currently on your phone will be done at a big data center nearby, and so what you have in your device actually becomes dramatically more powerful. We have all not seen these developments yet, and this is about the race to these developments, and whoever makes the first good solution here, it will be adopted globally. And that's why China is investing so much money into 5G too, because China has very successfully transitioned from being a consumer of Western innovations to a generator of innovation. And you have to give big credits to Huawei, for example, who are leading in the contributions to the 5G standard.
Well, you bring up a good point, Huawei, which has really been a major player in this industry. The U.S., of course, has been warning a number of other countries against adopting 5G systems from Huawei. They're citing security concerns. How much is what we saw today in these U.S. initiatives about Huawei and pushing back?
Well, I think those are 2 different topics. We have still Ericsson and Nokia, as well as Samsung as
All right. Well, that's enough of that. But I probably gave a little too much of the information, because really just needed that first part. But I think you see that there's definitely a race on. And that's exactly what they were doing back there for the space race. And it just makes you wonder if they were willing to lie back then about going to the moon. You know, if they were willing to deceive people back then, you know, what are they willing to do to get what they want? I mean, they're just going to keep dumbing down this idea of cancer. And we know this multi-billion-dollar industry, if not trillions, probably trillions of, because we know AI depends on 5G, and the whole technological age that's coming. It's not even here yet. That's coming, that they, you know, are looking to, is all going to depend. The cloud, all that's going to depend upon 5G technology. So basically, the world becomes for all intents purposes, it becomes radioactive. Pretty much. It's kind of like that song that came out by Dragon. Imagine Dragons. Isn't that interesting? It came out through Imagine Dragon, right? About being radioactive. Because we're coming into a radioactive generation to where they don't even care that they're becoming full of cancer. They just don't. It's insane. It's insane.